Well, thank you for being here tonight. I want to start off just thanking, if that's Joey, we got problems. Okay, you've learned and grown. But I want to start off just thanking the 34,000 that were here tonight. The student section was awesome. Obviously Thursday night, 5:30, tough in a city like this where everybody's working, everybody got stuff to do, but I'm super grateful for the crew that showed up tonight and watched a really gritty game. Two really good teams. That's a really good team in Boise. I told Spencer after the game, man, I got so much respect for that program, and I know I said it earlier in the week. That's a really, really long time that they have done it the right way over and over and over again, and just a gritty, tough, hard-nosed football team that doesn't make many mistakes, hasn't made many mistakes, and just continues to fight. And I was really glad to see our guys respond in a positive way. It wasn't awesome early offensively for us. Tried to establish the run, tried to be really calculated in the shots, and then we felt like to get going we had to shoot the ball down the field. And we're able to connect on enough of them to kind of spring the offense. Defensively, man, our guys were incredibly gritty. 3 turnovers. Talk about creating extra possessions. You have to create extra possessions. But 3 turnovers, absolutely monumental. 4 fourth down stops were absolutely huge. And that's a team that doesn't fumble. That's a team that fumbled 5 times all year last year. So for our guys to just strain to cause turnovers, those things don't just happen. To cause the turnovers, just a ton of credit to our defensive staff, our defensive guys. Overall, I thought Byram did some really good things, was accurate in the deep game, was composed, led, asked to run the ball early in the game more, so he ran the ball more. I thought really gritty performance by him. But he's been working that way. And ultimately, I told our team after the game, and it's truly what we talked about since January, you got to have a 4th and inches mentality. You got to have a grittiness and a toughness to you in everything that you do. I told them last night, this is going to be a display of our identity. For the first time in 2.5 years, I felt like we truly are ready to put a true identity out on display. And we've worked. Our guys have worked. Got a bunch of seniors that have been through a lot, some that are in their 6th year here and have been through a lot here, some that transferred in. But ultimately, I've said it to you guys, I've said it ad nauseum to our team, until it becomes player-driven, it'll max out at whatever point. And I felt like tonight it was truly player-driven, kept challenging them to lead each other. And ultimately, when you truly believe in each other, you truly have a brotherhood, which is really, really hard to do in college football right now. And you're going to play for the guy next to you, it's really hard to let him down. And they've bought into it. They've worked that way. I thought we were physically ready. I thought we were mentally ready. And we put it all together. I think the fake punt spurred it, kind of got the momentum going. Huge credit to Majewski and Creamer for coming up with it. Huge credit for Lachlan for executing it. Key certainly catching it. But I thought that kind of got the momentum going at just the right time where it was kind of teetering back and forth. And like I said, I think a huge credit to our defense for playing the way they did. 3 turnovers, 4 fourth down stops. That's seven possessions that were created. And if you do that, man, you could play with anybody in the country. So really proud of them. Really proud of the third and fourth down, obviously stops. Time of possession, before you guys ask it, we lost again. But we created some extra possessions, and that's what matters. So, and for the slowing it down, guys, we slowed it down in the fourth quarter. So hopefully that's recognized as well. So I don't know what else you guys can write about. I did tell our team afterwards, gave out a couple game balls, but quoted one of the coolest, greatest guys, men that I've been around. I was only around him for a year and a half, but he said it before they made the run that they did. I quoted Amir, "Man, this ain't the same old South Florida anymore," and I truly believe that. Felt his presence tonight in me. I don't know why or how, but that's a special dude that loved our football team and quoted him. So hopefully that sticks with these guys a little bit. I'll open it up to questions.
Coach, my two questions. One has to deal with the fake punt. You put a kid in the game who has never played a college down, gets a bad snap, and drops it 40 yards down the field. Can't get any better than that, can you?
Could get better if the snap was better, right? And I think, I know, all joking aside, I think that's the biggest thing for us is you can't get lost in, man, it was a great win, all these positives. Told our guys, man, we're going to go back and we're going to be really, really hard and coach this thing, because there was a lot of really bad in that game as well. And I don't mean to dwell on it, but you want the snap to be better, but it was certainly executed by Locke. We worked it quite a while. You knew it was game one. They don't know what rotation of punters we're going to have, and when you do it fast like that, it's really hard to recognize. We obviously saw in that field zone that corners were going to fall off, and it made sense. So, like I said, a lot of credit to Coach Creamer and Majewski on finding that little honey hole, and obviously the ability to call it the right time. Locke executed. Locke knew that was probably going to be his only play in the game, and so he worked it. So he's a tough, awesome football player. When his time comes, it'll be really special around here.
Coach, is that the first time in your tenure here that defense has flowed violently to the football and tackled that well?
No, I don't think so. We've certainly done it in spurts. I think it was probably the first time that we put it together for 4 quarters like that. But again, a bunch of older guys, a bunch of guys that have bought into leading the right way and setting examples the right way, and ultimately a bunch of guys that have bought into the process of just working and working and working and not worrying about end results. It's the hardest thing to do right now in this game. It's the hardest thing to do it in society in general, is just go to work and worry about your day-to-day process and not worry about the end result. And up until this point, that defensive group has certainly done that. But there's a ton of older guys that have played a ton of football that are leading the right way right now.
Alex, as the game wore on, we saw Byram playing.
Joey, it's awesome to see you here tonight, bro.
I appreciate it.
Seriously, welcome back.
It's awesome to be anywhere. As the game wore on, we saw what Byram playing the way he played 2 years ago. At the outset, was it just a matter of him just finding his groove, getting his bearings?
Yeah, I hate comparing anything like that. I think he was really confident going in. I would honestly probably take a little bit of blame there. Just I was trying to be really methodical in letting him get settled in, Joey. We were trying to kind of pitch and catch it a little bit just to get him confident, get him going, and give Byram a lot of credit, because he came over and said, "Coach, just run me a little bit," like. And then I watched him put his shoulder down twice. I was like, man, yeah, he got into a groove. I think he felt really good. I didn't think he was off at all early. I think it was more, like I said, I'll take the blame there. I was trying to be really, really calculated in trying to pitch and catch and get these wideouts involved in terms of letting them kind of set their pads a little bit too. And then there was the opportunities there to shoot it down the field a little bit, and he felt comfortable. I think when we got in rhythm, the protection was better. I think early we were out of rhythm on, first down into second down. We were in some crazy second and longs, which caused third and longs. Again, really my fault more than anything, to just kind of get going early. And we tried to run it on early downs. We ended up just saying, man, let's throw it on early downs, get them worn down a little bit, and then run it. And I think that was kind of the magic formula as we went. We got way more man coverage than I thought we were going to get, which also took us a second to adjust, and I'll take the blame there as well. I thought Byram was, super locked in, just super engaged in what was going on, had thoughts and ideas. He looked and communicated on the sideline like a veteran quarterback tonight.
Coach, we've discussed the last couple of years about not believing in silver linings and moral victories. What does not just the win, but how you won say about your group, and also how do you kind of carry that over to next week to kind of just put this behind you and focus on the next game ahead?
Yeah, I think you know the answer you're going to get. I think leading up to this, we weren't perfect, but I thought our focus, our intent, our attention to detail was really, really good. And so that resulted in a win tonight. I think we're going to go back and point to the positives in our prep and our process, which, like I've said all along, just gives you a chance. And to be honest with you, this handling success part is the part that we've not done a great job at. And that's what I challenged the guys tonight, and we're going to have to challenge them again tomorrow. Winners act a certain way. Elite football teams act a certain way. That's another step to have to learn in terms of how to now put it behind you, clean it up, take the hard coaching, trust your inner circle, which is your coaches, your teammates, take the hard coaching, celebrate the win tonight, learn from the positive from the negative, and again, just go right back to what does our process look like. Again, unique. We got an extra 2 days here. So going into the Florida game, they play Saturday. We got a couple extra days here. We're going to need it. That was a physical game. We're going to need it. And then turn the page and literally forget about it. Keep it moving, because you can. If you go celebrate this thing for more than, let's call it 12 hours, you're going to jack up the next one. And the next one's really, really big too.
At the time of the fake punt, game obviously still in doubt. Could you talk a little more about the process, the thought process between at that time of making that call? And does Lockman have any freedom on that play? Does he look over the formation and go right or left, or is he locked in on Singleton?
Man, you're asking some deep secrets in there now. We had talked through that situation, that area on the field, what we thought we were going to get from the punt block unit. We have the ability to check out of any fake like that. That'd be silly not to. But we got the look we wanted, and we went. If he would have went left, there would have been some serious problems there. But he doesn't have the ability to go anywhere other than where we told him to go. He's an 18-year-old kid that's figuring it out. So, but yeah, we certainly could check out of it. I'm not going to tell you any more than that.
You talk a lot about the player-driven leadership that you want to see from this team. And it feels like, especially when push comes to shove tonight, guys like Byram, guys like Jalen, guys like Mac really set the tone and really helped you guys pull out the victory in this one and really cruise to victory at the end of it. How important is it for the younger guys on the team to see the leaders of this roster really set the tone and then allow them to follow in their example?
Yeah, I think it's critically important. That's the part that on elite football teams and elite programs, young guys come in, see old guys do it, replicate what the old guys do, and you just stack classes and you build on the older guys leave, the young guys fit right into their roles. It's the hardest thing about building a program from the ground up is when you walk in and young guys don't have guys to point to. And when we walked in here, there was certainly some really good football players that either A, hadn't played or were part of, they just didn't know. And it's not a knock on anybody. It's just part of it. It happens to be my fifth time going through a process of building, first time as a head coach. But it takes time. It takes time to build a player-driven culture when you haven't seen somebody else do it. I could stand up in front of them and teach, and our coaches can teach, but until you've seen it happen and until you've truly bought into the understanding that, man, these guys are watching every move I make, every choice I make. And the greatest power that these guys have, the greatest power we have as men, as young men, is the power to choose. And when they're not watching elite choices being made, just repeating the cycle over and over again. And so those older guys on defense that have played a ton of football, Shu, Mack, there's a bunch of them, Tab, Ben Knox, Ruck, Josh Seliskar, Jacob Merrifield, like name them. There's a bunch of them that are setting elite examples for these young guys right now. And again, it's easy when things are going well. When things are not going well, then your true colors come out. And that's the challenge to them is, cool, this one is done. How do I go back and prepare for the next one? And again, if you have no idea, you're going to screw it up. But if you truly just go right back to what's my process on a Sunday, what's my process on a Monday, on a Tuesday, on a Wednesday, and don't worry about anything else. As these young guys watch these old guys, when the old guys graduate, these young guys could step right in, and that's how you build a culture. That's Boise State. Regardless of the coach, whatever it is, 25, 30 years of consistent over and over and over again, because it's player-driven. And that's where we're at the infancy stages of building that. And everybody wants it to happen right now. It happens when the program is ready for it to happen, and it takes stacking class after class after class to create sustained success. And like I said, we're in infancy stages of that right now.
Is the decision to call the fake punt made easier by the way the defense was playing tonight?
It certainly was. It's the same reason we went forward on 4th and 1.5, because I thought the defense was playing extremely well. It's certainly easier. I'll be honest with you. We got the right situation at the right part of the field. It's what we practiced, and we needed a spark. So whether that was going to get executed or not, I would agree with you that the defense was playing well. It certainly makes it a little bit easier.
Coach, fewest points the Broncos in a season opener since 2013. What made USF different than other teams that Boise State has faced in the past decade or so?
Can you repeat the question? I didn't hear the beginning part of it.
The fewest points the Broncos have scored in a season opener since 2013. What made USF different from other teams that Boise State has faced in the past decade?
Yeah, I guess I don't know the answer to that question. I could tell you tonight we created 3 turnovers and 4 stops on 4th down, and the offense executed as it went, and certainly the fake punt helped. But I couldn't compare it to that. I just know tonight we kept playing next play. Certainly defensively kept creating extra possessions, and that was the end result.
Coach, can you talk about Schuler, physical, tackling, getting stops? You guys play well defensively.
Yeah, Shu, I don't have the defensive stats here. I got it. I got it right here. 14 tackles, 5 solo, 9 assisted. Yeah, I thought Shu flew around. He flew around. He was so excited to get back playing healthy. He's been, he got hurt in the first game a year ago, missed a bunch of time, never really got healthy. We didn't find out till literally the day before the bowl game in Hawaii that he was going to get another year because of the Pavia deal. And man, he continues to work to be an elite Mike linebacker. He'll tell you it wasn't perfect tonight either, but man, he was around the ball. He had really, really good juice. Thought he led really, really well. He was really focused. I was really proud of just his level of focus and intent. So, really good job.
Josh, only had 2 tackles, half tackle for a loss, but he kind of disrupted the entire pocket. When you have a shorter quarterback, having a guy like Josh, Devin Lee kind of push up the middle with that kind of the entire game plan for you, make that's very, very uncomfortable up the middle.
We tried. I think so much of it today was controlling obviously the run. Got bigger dudes in there, bigger bodies, and now some bodies to rotate through there. I thought the ability to have Jacob Merrifield in there and Mitchell in there to be able to roll some bigger bodies in there certainly helped. But for us, it was truly stop the run, and when it's the play action passes that kill everybody. They've done a great job of, whether it's the under center stuff or in the gun, it's the movement pass, the boot pull ups. For those guys to be able to condense it, but you couldn't just blitz the entire day because you were going to truly leave these guys on islands, on deep overs and posts, and so the ability for us to just bring 4 and still be able to affect them and disrupt it, I thought was the plan, and I thought it was executed really well.
A couple times last year, when you look at the going into the second half, you always wonder what the adjustments are. A couple times you just throw your hands up in the air and hope that USF comes up on the winning end. What was the message going into the second half? Because you guys were pretty much on cruise control in the first half after the offense and defense started to click.
Yeah, I think that's a really, really loser mentality. I have no idea if somebody says that or not in terms of, like, I'm not sure. For our team, it truly is a next play mentality of just play the next play, play the next play, play the next play. It's easy to say as coaches. It's another thing for these guys to buy in. But that's all you heard on the sideline the entire time. Just play the next play, play the next play, play the next play, reset, reset, reset. And like I said, I'm not a fortune teller or predict the future, but I told our guys last night, and it was a really cool team meeting last night, we're going to be up in the fourth. Can we reset and just go finish? And you saw when the fourth quarter deal came up, that entire team, they knew that they were in a position now to go finish, but they've practiced it every single practice since spring practice 1, practiced the actual bringing everybody up, resetting, score 0-0, and rocking and rolling. And I think elite football teams, elite programs finish games. I said it at the beginning of the week. That's a team that 6 times a year ago went into the fourth quarter with a 1-score game and won 4 of them. They've been there. They've done it. I think until you've been there and you've done it, it's really hard, but you've got to have some proof of concept just internally for our guys to actually believe that. So this week their process was right, and they believed it, and really proud of them for that.
Sure, around the offensive line, what's Derek's kind of status moving forward this season?
Yeah, Derek got hurt about 2.5 weeks ago with lower body deal. I mean, I felt for him. He was as engaged as anybody on the sideline and with those guys. Our hope is to have him back here in the next couple weeks. I think he won't be ready this week and potentially not next week either, but our hope is week 4. It puts him at about 4 weeks out. He's working like crazy to get back. Obviously, the move to move Zane out there was what we thought was going to give us our best chance to go win. And a lot of credit to Zane Herring. I probably should have mentioned it. Like, he had never played tackle. He's obviously practiced it the last couple of weeks, but athletically, he certainly can do it. He's played so much football here, but for us, we've got depth inside where we felt like moving him and moving Jack up was going to give us the best opportunity to go win. So a lot of credit. Obviously, I want to see the film, but it certainly felt like he held his own out there.
How did you feel kind of in game, Cole coming in right?
Yeah, so Tommy Schrader went down, tried to come back, also a lower body deal, got stepped on, and Cole was our next guy in. I thought Cole did a really, really solid job. He's played a bunch of football too. Like I said, we feel like we've got some depth inside. I feel like Mike Lofton gives us some depth in there too, but we felt like at guard, Cole was going to be the next guy in. And I thought those guys executed pretty well, especially down the stretch where we were able to pop some runs in there. Felt like they got some momentum and got going.
Coach, we saw last year what Nico can do with this length, and you hear him getting cheered when he gets announced in the stadium there. How important was it to get points on the board there, give you guys some momentum, and having a guy like that where not only can he help your decisions on 4th down, but also kind of reinvigorate the crowd a little bit?
Yeah, man, Nico. Where's my guy at here? 2 for 2. The first one was deep. Man, about as focused and locked in of a young guy as I've ever been around. That kid, holy smokes, and everybody adores him. But the way he works, the way his process is, these guys see him work. They see the way his approach is every single day. That young guy, man, and I have no idea where he gets it from, but I've said it before, I think it's Emmy who's the best athlete in the family that has guided that whole ship. But, man, he is something else just in terms of focus, ability to take each kick independent of each other, of itself. The first one was deep. I don't have it in front of me. The second one was certainly really good. And for him to be focused on just field goals right now, he's got the ability to kick off too. There's a bunch of guys we've got that have the ability to kick off, but I thought the first one was really big. The last one was big. Like they're all big. He's certainly an awesome weapon to have. Thank you guys. Go Bulls. At the podium. It's always good when special teams guys.
Special teams coordinator, Shane Creamer. Take a couple questions for him, and then we'll get quarterback Byron Brown.
Might need a smaller podium, Ron.
Lower the
Yeah, I'm with you.
question for Coach.
Coach, we all know about Philly. We gonna call this Bull?
Nah, it's Locke, that guy over there is the call, actually. So Locke, Byram had a little bet going who would throw the first touchdown of the season. Locke won it, so Byram will get to pay up later. But no, those guys did a tremendous job. They executed. We practiced it for a while. Some days looked really good. Some days looked bad. Coach went out to it. Right situation, I know he hit on it earlier, you guys asked. Position on the field, what we expected to see, going the right direction. A lot of things had to add up, kind of going each week, and there's a lot of what-ifs on special teams, and things got out of line, and that's what they did. And then you got a bunch of guys that executed and made a play on it. Keyshawn obviously did a great job to finish it. Locke threw a great ball out there, and, it worked out, so.
Did y'all just presume that they wouldn't realize that was a freshman quarterback that nobody had ever seen back there in punt formation?
Yeah, we did. It kind of came to me in the middle of the summer. Like, we got this white, kind of skinny, young quarterback who, is going to be third string and looks like our punters. I saw that the first day of spring ball out there, and when the kickers were running faster than he was. But no, seriously. And then you saw the growth and the maturation of him, and you kind of figure that you can sneak that on. People take for granted what goes on a special teams play, and, it seems easy. Why nobody know that guy's out there? And first off, Boise State does a tremendous job. Like, their special teams coordinator's been doing it for a long time, and they're a nightmare to get ready for, and they do a great job. We saw a crack, goes back a few years for different stuff that I've seen and been a part of, and you study stuff and you see it, and then you realize you got a guy that you're like, man, this dude's a baller, and he's going to go out and make a play, and then you got another guy out there that you can put in the game that's on our punt team, and you're like, man, you got two guys that can make a play, and all of a sudden you like those odds. We know Coach Golesh likes to go for it and push the envelope and everything else. So, again, right moment, right time. Those guys put in a lot of work. We practiced it, like I said, over and over again. And there were a lot of days you were like, we're not doing that. And then it looked the best yesterday, and I think gave confidence. And we sent it out there, and, we got a mechanism to be able to take it off and not run the play. And I was a little bit like, man, let's do this. And Coach Golesh looked at me, and we ran with it, and two guys made big-time plays.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Okay.
Appreciate it. All right. All right, quarterback Byron Brown. Touchdown runs, 210-yard passing.
What's going on?
Byron, your first game back after a long stretch. Everybody says you need to have a little bit of butterflies or nerves before the game or you're not ready to play. Did you have that?
Obviously a little nervous. I think nerves are good. Lets you know that you're alive, you're ready to play. So a little nervous, but as soon as that first play hit, it's ready to go.
You keep steamrolling defensive players, they're going to make you change your number to 17 to 37 maybe. Be a little bit of a fullback. How much weight have you gained over the summer, and how much of a difference is that making?
All I know is I'm 232 now. I don't know how much I gained. but most definitely a quarterback 17 is going to stay.
How good and gratifying was it to level that guy at the goal line when you scored that one time? Did you feel like, okay, I'm back?
Felt back as soon as the first snap happened, and then just wanted to bring some juice to our sideline. Just set the tone. That's what I wanted to do, and set the tone.
Byram, Coach Golesh said that you said, "Hey, I want to run the football a little bit more." Take us through that discussion and that thought process.
Yeah, I felt like I needed to get a hit, get tackled a little bit just to wake me up a little bit. So asked him to run me and did, and saw the results.
Byram, you had that deep ball last play, first quarter over the middle to Chaz. Did that kind of help everybody maybe relax or reset to some degree on offense? Until that point you had sputtered a little bit, and then but you got that deep ball and things seem to be different after that.
For sure, explosive play always changes momentum. So anytime you get an explosive play, it brings juice to the sideline, brings juice to the guys on the field. So that was a key moment in the game.
Brown, you were able to help beat Boise using your legs and your arm. Just talk about your running attack tonight.
The running attack was there. They called plays, just did my job, trust the blocks. The guys up front blocked amazing. Running backs blocked amazing. Tight ends blocked amazing. The wideouts on the perimeter blocked amazing. So it just allowed me to get into the end zone. Full team effort.
As one of the main leaders for the offense, how important was it for you, through the highs and lows of this game to make sure everyone had that same mentality? And how do you feel that it paid off over the course of this game?
We were preaching a 4-quarter game the whole week of practice, and that's the standard. So whether we're down, whether we're up, we got the same mentality. We're going to go play harder for longer and put our foot on their necks.
What did you think about your defense play tonight?
Lights out. Love them boys.
Byram, you've been up at this podium after a lot of games, wins, losses. What was the vibe like going into this game? How did you guys know it was going to be different? You're going up against the number 25 team in the country, and you played that 4 quarters. What was different in the preparation, not just this week, but for the last couple of months as you guys got ready for the season?
We've been focused on us since January when we got back. So just about us, not about anybody else but us, and you saw the result tonight.
I felt like the second touchdown run had a little bit more meaning to it, or am I reading too much into that?
I don't know. I mean, I just got in the end zone. That was it.
How much did you enjoy the fake punt block?
Man, I loved it. As soon as he threw it, started running down, met him in the end zone, started cheering him on. Happy for a lot.
Personally for you, after what happened last year, missing all that time and Bryce getting a lot of action, how nice was it just to be able to get out there and play football again?
It was a blessing to just be out there and play football again. It's been like that whole way during this offseason, being back out there, having practice and executing practice, and just being able to do it on a stage like this, truly a blessing.
Byram, 2 really tough games looking ahead. That said, how confident is your team right now off of this win?
I feel like we're confident, but like I said, we're focused on us. We're going to enjoy this one tonight, and tomorrow is on to Florida.
Byram, after the game, you watch a lot of student section hop the fence, get on the field. What does that mean to you to watch, as a team?
Man, I'm very excited that our fans, that our students showed up on a Thursday night, knowing that we got school tomorrow. But glad they came out, brought juice, brought energy, and we were like we could feel it on the field. So travel down to Florida and bring the energy again.
Those students were screaming your name when you were past them. How did that feel?
Felt good. It's truly a blessing. Being on this stage and having this platform. Just having the opportunity to go out there and do what I love, and they love us. So it's truly a blessing.
Coach said this isn't the same South Florida anymore. Why do you think that is?
It's a new standard, a new expectation, and like you said, this ain't the same old South Florida.
Thank you, Byram.
Appreciate it. Go Bulls.
Thank you.
All right, Lockman. Lock. Quarterback, Lock. Do it. 45-yard touchdown pass on his first career attempt.
I'll pick it up right from there. Did you ever envision your first play in college was going to be off a punt formation and throw a touchdown pass?
Absolutely not. When they came to me about the idea, I was like, man, is it really going to work? And then as we watched more film with Coach Creamer, I was like, oh, this might be it. And then when we came out, I was hoping and praying that they would call it.
Bad snap. If it's really bad, are you supposed to punt it or just eat it?
Yeah, the bad snap, that was actually on me. I was at 16 yards. I'm supposed to be at 15. But the idea of the play is if anything goes wrong, whether they knew it after the ball was snapped, just throw it up to Keyshawn. He's a great ball player.
How much time did you have to realize that, okay, this is being called, this is going to happen now?
Yeah, I had the idea the whole game that they would call. They're like, let me know, like, be ready. But like it was like right there in that moment, right after third down. Yeah, so they're like, if we're around this area of the field, this hash going this way, that's when we're gonna call it. So I had a feeling, wasn't sure, because obviously it's risky, but they called it, which is awesome.
Floated a little bit? Did you float it, or did
Yeah,
you?
so they said the returner, you gotta kind of had a hole shot it a little bit. If you put it too much out there, the returner could have made a play on it. So kind of had to drive it.
Locke, one of the most viral photos right now on the internet is you kind of just standing out there waiting. What's going through your mind as you're standing out there and you're like, I'm not a punter, I'm a quarterback. Like, obviously, first game of the season, you're trying to like blend in. Like, what's going through your thought process right there before that ball snapped?
Yeah. So when I came out, they have a mechanic. They're like, if we don't like the look, we won't run it. Take a delay of game. So immediately my eyes went to that corner. I saw he was squatted. He was about 2-3 yards off. I was like, oh yeah, touchdown.
Did anybody say 13 quarterback? Or does any?
No, they didn't realize. The coaches, Coach Creamer, Coach Juice, they did a great job.
How did the celebration feel when you went back to the sideline?
Man, it was awesome. It was crazy. I love my teammates. They were happy for me. They were fired up. It was great.
A lot of discussion, obviously. You know, it's your first game. How did you stay level-headed? You know, keep your composure, waiting for that moment, and then when you get to that moment, how did that same mentality pay off for you?
Yeah, I'd say just trusting your process. That's what Coach Golesh harps about a lot. And then we worked that play almost every day. So we had confidence in it. I think that's what it boiled down to.
Thank you.
Good.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Veteran Mac Harris. Back for fumbling that.
You can call me though, it's okay.
How y'all doing?
Great, Mac. How are you?
Mac, describe your defense tonight.
I think we played decent. I think we were very aggressive. I think we were very violent at the point of attack. I'm really proud of what we did. Being able to get in and out of defenses and really execute, what we practiced over the week. So really proud of us.
It seemed like what you said at the press conference a few days ago. That's exactly what you guys put on the field.
Well, I mean, I don't want to get up here and lie to y'all at any point. So, just being a violent team who's going to run to the ball and be aggressive at the point of attack, that's not something that you scheme for. That's a mentality. That's what we are internally, and that's what we have to fight for each and every single game and each and every practice that we go out there.
Mac, I asked Coach. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I asked Coach if that's the most violent that defense has been. He said, no, not necessarily, but it's been the most for 4 quarters. You put a whole game together, didn't you?
Yes, sir. One thing that we harped on throughout the entire week, and credit to that other team, they through the course of history, man, 20-something years, have been a team that was going to go be violent, that was going to go finish for 4 quarters. And, essentially, they put that on tape, and we had to, understand that and train for that. The mentality for us is, always want to train for a bar fight. That's what we came to do today. That's what we did all week in practice. Just harping on it. As leaders of the team, if you think of guys, me, Josh, Shu, Ruck, Tav, Fred, you can go down the list, but just, play after play, every time we made a play or didn't make a play, it was like, hey, poise, it's going to be a 4-quarter game. Just have some poise, it's going to be a 4-quarter game. And I think that's what the experience that we have on this team does really well for us. So, yeah, definitely understood it was going to be a 4-quarter game, and, that's what we tried to put on tape today.
Matthew and Shu have played a lot of games at this school. What was it like to be able to kind of put it all together, keep a team like that to 7 points, and to kind of lead from the front? I mean, you guys combined for over 20 tackles.
Yeah, I mean, what do you have, 14? He's a dude. Honestly, man, like me and that guy, man, we work hard. We work really hard, on our fundamentals, our technique being the first thing, especially when we got with T.O., really, harping on our fundamentals and technique, trying to be able to go where we want to go when we want to go there. But we work hard, man, whether it's film study, trying to learn a team down to the T. That's what we told ourselves we were going to take our game to the next level this year. And, each and every week, that's what we're going to go out and try to prove. But definitely glad I get to play next to him. I'm pretty sure he's glad he gets to play next to me, too. I don't know. You got to ask him that. But yeah, great football player.
Mac, how satisfying is this win over Boise State as you get ready to go to Florida, just as far as, winning that first game of the season?
Kind of like I said this earlier in the week in a press conference. I'm an experienced guy, and I'm pretty sure any older guys will get up here and probably say the same thing. I'm gonna celebrate it tonight, and I'll probably let it go. Probably what time is it? Probably about 11 o'clock. I'm gonna let it go because, there's plenty more games to play, and what happens in the past does not matter. We have to continue to go out every single week, prepare hard every single week, and, put the same violent defense on film every single week. So definitely grateful for the win. Thank God for the win. Obviously, very appreciative for it. But again, being an older guy, got to go get another one. Got to go prepare for another one. Definitely, I think for the younger guys, it was great for them to see us as older guys, have a process, work on our process, be consistent with our process throughout the preparation for this game, and, see it pay off. I think culturally, that was great for us.
You guys work over the spring, over fall camp, establishing that mentality, really implementing it, and now you see that first bit of success, right? How important is it for your guys' confidence to really have that? And now going forward, what's the biggest thing that you guys are going to be focused on to make sure that you keep up that level of play throughout the season?
I'll say confidence comes from within. You know what I mean? It doesn't come from, the scoreboard or what's up there. What does Monday practice look like? What does Tuesday practice look like? So on and so forth. Preparing the right way, that's what's going to give you the confidence. What we did in January from all the way up until this point is going to give us confidence. Going out and, winning a game is essentially, you're reaping the benefits of the confidence that you have. So I don't think the game necessarily gave us confidence. I think it was, the work that we've put in since January. And then going forward, like I said, it's got to be the same exact intensity, the same exact preparation, Monday all the way through and until we play.
Matt, was there a specific moment leading up to this game where you realized that your defense was capable of a performance like that in camp or even before that?
January. I believed in us from the beginning. Like I said, we got a lot of experienced guys, guys who really love a game of football, really truly love a game of football, and essentially don't like to lose, and they care about the culture of this program, not just what we will do this year or, what they'll do next year, but, stapling a true culture into this program, into South Florida Bulls, and, so that we can come back and see that. We've got a stadium being built soon, and we want to come back and see that same, violent, intense, defense on the field when we come back and watch.
What do you think about the opportunity to build upon this and go up to Florida? I mean, the team that's been around this state a long time, tough place to play. You guys can go up there and get another great win. What do you think about that opportunity?
I'm an even kill guy. Like I say, I'm older, man. I'm an old dog, so I'm an even kill guy. Gonna watch a lot of film. Start tomorrow morning. Like I said, I'm gonna celebrate tonight. I'll celebrate by sleeping, but I'm gonna watch a lot of film. We're gonna prepare hard. We're gonna Monday through all the way up until we play them. We're gonna prepare hard. We're gonna study hard, and essentially the leaders, the older guys, the vets of the team, will continue to push that standard further and further and higher until we get what we want. We always shoot for an A+ grade. If we fall at A-, we fall at A-. You shoot for a B, you might fall at a C. So we'll just continue to keep preparing, keep fighting, and see what we can get out of it.
Is it a special game for you, being a state guy, to go up and play the Gators in the Swamp?
I'm an even kill guy. I'm an even kill guy. You know what I'm saying? Every game is special to me. This is my last season, the last time I'll get to, wear this green and gold here in Tampa. And, I'm doing it with my guys, some of my best friends, you know what I'm saying? So every single game, every single practice, every meeting is just important to me. Talking to T.O. today, man, he was just like, man, you guys, enjoy this, enjoy being together, enjoy having the opportunity to come out here. And I thank God for that. But every single game is important to me.
Mac,
Mac, just how important is it from a morale standpoint, seeing Byram back in your center?
Oh, I love that guy. Like, that's my guy. I think seeing him out there is great. I think seeing the confidence that he had out there is even better. You know, something that, you know, me and you know, a lot of the defensive guys harp on is, you know, when we go out there and practice, we're going to try to be the best look he gets ever, you know, as a defense. So when he comes out here in these games, you know, you don't see him get rattled. You see him stay poised. And definitely 100% credit to, you know, him and Coach Gordon and Coach Golesh and, you know, everybody that's, you know, helping him polish up. But like I said, as teammates, as his brothers, you know, we want to definitely give him the hardest look he's seen all week, and definitely doing that in camp as we were going against each other more. But it's definitely great as a team to see your quarterback go out there, be confident, be poised, and, you know, essentially take over the game, not only with his arm, but with his legs as well. We know he's a dog, you know, so when we get to see those moments, we celebrate. But there's no doubt about it, he's a dog, and I think he enjoys being playing the type of style that he plays. And, you know, you'll see a smirk on his face when I seen a smirk on his face when y'all asked him the question, but he enjoys that. He's a dog, and he'll continue to do that throughout the season.
Okay. We're up tonight. Linebacker Jalen Schuler for 14 tackles.
You see my text? Yes.
Schuler, you had it going 14 tackles. Did it seem different, or was it another day at the office? What was it like?
As far as the play itself, not really. Like Max said, like that's the brand we want to have as a defense. You know, we're gonna fly around, we're gonna hit, we're gonna create chaos. So for the most part, like I said, as a defense, I feel like that's what it's supposed to be. From a personal standpoint, this was the first game that I've played fully healthy, and I was very excited to do that. I feel like I worked hard this offseason to make sure that, you know, I felt as good as I have playing football. So, like I said, from a personal standpoint, yeah, it was different just because this was the first time playing fully healthy again.
Follow up on that one. How nice is it knowing going into game 2 that you're going to be able to play and not have to watch?
I mean, last year's game 2 was Bama. Yeah, it was a little tough. But for the most part, I'm just trying to do as much as I can for my team, whether that's standing on the sideline and coaching the guys up who are playing, or actually having a physical role myself in the game.
A couple extra days rest now preparing for Florida. How important is that?
How important is Florida game, or
having a couple extra days?
Oh man, everything. I'm finna take full advantage of the 2, I want to say, off days we're gonna have by doing exactly what Max said, landing my bed.
Just ask Mac about you. Now I ask you about Mac. What is it like playing with that guy? You've played a lot of games here at South Florida. For you guys to be able to put together a performance like that tonight, what does that mean to be able to do it, but also do it alongside him?
Yeah, I don't want to say like a sidekick, because that's like, you know what I'm saying, putting somebody. It's as if like there were only 2 Avengers. You know what I'm saying? So like, if I'm. Which one are you? I don't know. I ain't never really watched the movies for. but I know Thor in there. Who else? Iron Man. We can beat them 2. I feel like those 2 good. Yeah.
I'm Thor.
Okay. I guess I'm
You know, it's always important to set the tone, week 1, mentality-wise, on the field-wise, etc. How exciting is it for you to know that you guys set the tone like this, and now what are you looking forward to doing in terms of keeping that tone set over the course of the season?
I mean, this is what we plan. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't really set the tone for ourselves, because like Matt said, like all year we've been putting in the work, we've been building our confidence. So at this point, we were just waiting to put it on display. So from a team aspect, it ain't really, you know what I'm saying, it ain't really boost us or do anything for us. We just, like I said, we got to attack the next game just like every other game.
All right. Thank
Yeah,
you.
right.
Appreciate it. Thank you, everybody.
Let's go home.